Hello, music lovers. This is another episode of RiderTV. I'm with Cheryl Lee, Vince Contarino, and today it's Carla Lippis. Now, Carla recently was doing the
27 Club at the Fringe.
27 Club, which is absolutely gone through the roof. I don't know much about Carla, so my ignorance, but she's amazing, isn't she?
Yes, they're just about to take the 27 Club around Australia, but she is an absolutely phenomenal talent in her own right, and I'll let the interview tell you her story.
Is she a South Aussie girl?
She is.
Woohoo! Let's have a look.
You're with Cheryl Lee, that radio chick, and I have said this before and I'll say it again. We punch so far above our weight here in Adelaide. I'm pleased to welcome into the studio today amazing Adelaide talent, Carla Lippis. Yay! Ooh, thank you for joining us today, Carla.
Thanks for having me.
You've got some amazing history, but we've got some really great, exciting news coming up as well. But we might start by going backwards before we go forward.
Sure.
So you're from Adelaide.
I am.
And you've obviously got an amazing talent. When did you know that that entertainment was in your DNA? Are mum and dad talented?
I'm the only musician in the family. No one else has really, I don't think they really had the opportunity to do that because my family are, they're off the boat, So I'm kind of a mix of first and second generation Australian. So Dad came here in 56 and, they were so kind of impoverished back in Italy that it was kind of all about coming here and starting fresh and starting new and working as hard as they could so that the next generation could have those kind of opportunities to do what they wanted to do. And I'm kind of
the product of that.
I'm that person who got to have that opportunity. So there's not a lot of, I didn't really come from a musical family, really. They just didn't have the opportunity to kind of do that. So I came out of the womb with jazz hands, as it were. And I think as soon as there was any kind of music playing, I would just be bopping about and going for it. And I think they knew pretty quickly, what are we going to do with her? What are we going to do? So they sent me, I'm of that age where Johnny Young Talent Time was like the thing. Yeah. And we all loved it as kids. And they sent me off to, Sturt Street, Johnny Young Talent School, I think, when I was really little. And that's where I was like, I think I can sing a bit. And I had some kind of great teachers there, and then it kind of kept going. And, you get to high school and you're like, I want to be in a band. That's the thing you want to do, right? It's the coolest thing you can do, I think.
We all wanted to run away with a band.
Exactly. We want to play a bit of rock and roll. So, I, just started joining bands when I was in teenage years, and then I just never stopped. I'm a lifer, I'm for life.
This is your thing. This is your passion.
Yeah, it's not just for the weekend or just for something you do when you're young for me. I had to keep doing it or I was going to die.
Yeah. So full of passion, and that actually does come across to the punters on the stage. Some of the audience may recognise you from the Fringe because you were a very integral part of the 27 Club at the Fringe. I've seen, 3 years? I've been every time.
Oh, nice one.
And it is amazing, and it just gets better and better and better. For those that don't know, a little bit about the 27 Club, we celebrate the rock star icons who left us too early at age 27. Jimi Hendrix, Janis Joplin, Kurt Cobain, Amy Winehouse, Jim Morrison. Now, who do you play?
Who do I get to sing?
Yeah.
A little bit of Amy and a bit of Kurt and a bit of Jimmy.
That's right.
I think with Jimmy probably being my favourite.
Yeah.
I think there's so many of us that kind of, grew up listening to, I guess, Kurt Cobain as well.
Yeah.
But especially Jimi Hendrix. I was really into Jimi Hendrix when I was a teenager, and I'd save up my coins and go and buy a CD and things like that. But I particularly love Jimmy.
You know what? I could tell. My friends and I were in the front row, and I thought, oh gosh, how's this girl going to go? Jimi Hendrix, it's a big ask, and oh my God, you blew our socks off.
Oh,
just amazing. You owned it.
Thank you.
It really was.
You get it.
And after 3 years of South Australians holding on to you all to ourselves, this year you actually burst the South Australian borders and took it on tour, didn't you, the 27 Club?
Yeah, we did. We went to Geelong, we went to Bendigo, we did the Gold Coast as well. It was so much fun.
Oh, that's fantastic. And now you are on the stage with some other very talented, mostly South Australians, aren't you?
Yeah. Because Sarah is originally South Australian.
Yeah. I still claim it.
Yeah, I know. I think we do. She now lives in Brisbane, but Sarah and obviously Bob, Kev, he's originally from Perth, but all the rest of us though, originally local.
So a great bunch of South Australian. The lineup can be a little bit fluid. It does change sometimes.
At times. It is. Look, everyone's so busy, and there's quite a lot of us to wrangle.
Yeah.
There's a few of us to wrangle. It's like herding cats with musicians, but every now and again we might have someone different, just depending on everyone's availability.
Yeah. So get onto the Googleometer as soon as you can. As soon as you know that the Fringe tickets are out, and don't miss the 27 Club, because we have to share them now with the rest of Australia. And it sells out every time.
Well, yeah, we had a few sellout shows, which was huge because it was, I think we packed in like 1,300 plus people in there, which is huge for a Fringe show.
That's right.
Yeah, because we were in their outdoor auditorium. So, it was we all felt like rock stars for sure.
Yeah, we are rock stars. And won the Best Music Award at the Fringe 2021.
Yes.
Yeah,
yeah,
congratulations.
Thanks.
All righty. You're back with Cheryl Lee, that radio chick, and we are chatting to Carla Lippis, who just had her launch of her new album last weekend. How did that go?
It was huge. It was awesome. We had a massive turnout. The support bands were brilliant. 2 local bands, St Maurice Sinners and Rocky's Pride and Joy. I love them. So it was a 3-band lineup. It went off. And I was so chuffed with the turnout because considering it's cold. We've just had all these things happen, and we know what happens when the cold descends in Australia. Everyone scuttles back into the dark, But it was really, really fantastic. We had a really good time. We had too much fun.
Good on you. Congratulations. Well, again, let's maybe take it back to the beginning of where this album was born. So you left for London back in 2020?
Yeah, well, we moved back from London to Adelaide in 2020 because we had to, because
COVID killed the world.
COVID shut everything down, obviously, and I was at the time, I was a Soho girl through and through. I was singing full-time in the West End, mostly around Leicester Square, Piccadilly Circus. I was like nightclub singer. Having the time of my life, I'm not going to lie. I was having the best time ever, and lots of things were really starting to happen over there for me. It was really fantastic. After 5 years of living there, I was about to open a show on the West End. There was all these things happening, and then COVID hit, and we had to make a split-second decision, and we decided to just walk out of our life, basically. We turned the key on the door and we left everything behind and came back.
Wow.
And got on a plane.
Came home.
And got on a plane. And I remember catching, the bus and the tube into central London to go pick up all my costumes at the wonderful venue that I was the principal singer at, which was a place called Café de Paris in Leicester Square. Historic venue, opened in 1924 it had opened, I think it was 1924. And, everyone from, Liza to Kylie to everyone had sung there. And I was the singer there loving my life, loving my job. And then was like, okay, if we don't, I think we need to go. And because we had family here and we didn't want to get stuck, we just made a split-second decision and left. And yeah, came back to, you know, as we all did, we just had nothing to do for a while. And I kind of sat there and thought, you know, long and hard about what I wanted to do next. And Jeff and I, who's my husband, who helped me co-write the whole record, who also produced the record, mixed the record,
played on the record,
wrote all the songs with me, who's, you know, he's, you know, we're the creative, in a creative partnership and a marriage too. We just like, what are we going to do? And I was like, you know what, we're going to do something nuts and we're going to do something heavy and different, and let's just really push ourselves to write some new music. And we did, and we came up with Mondo Psycho, which ended up getting booked at Adelaide in 2022, and that was really the big catalyst for us to kind of create this kind of new stage show with original music. So
you can see that video from WOMAD on YouTube, on your YouTube page?
Yeah, if you just search my name, Carla Lippis, and WOMAD Adelaide 2022, the whole live show, it's almost an hour in all its glory, is all there if anyone wants to see us live. And we'll have more videos and things coming out soon too, because we recorded our set on Saturday, and we've got a film clip coming out soon. There's going to be lots of bits and pieces coming out to do with the record.
So how long did it take, do you think?
To write the music?
From beginning to end?
Ooh, I mean, I think we started probably writing in late 2020. I think we were kind of exhausted for that first part. When we came back, we regrouped and then we got into it. And so it's kind of a two and a half year process, really. It takes, there's a lot of things to do. And we were creating a brand new sound from scratch. We hadn't made music like this before, but I had this kind of thing in my head. I wanted to do it, but I didn't know how we were going to do it. And so, you know, you've got to sit there and kind of go through that creative process and let the ideas germinate. And then you've got to write it, and then you've got to put the band together, and then you've got to record it. And there's all these little things that you have to do. So
it's so amazing. It's so powerful. I'll read this quote. Carla Lippis is a live grenade with lungs. And I thought that's pretty appropriate.
Yeah, you know, there's like, of course you have like a stage persona, and then you have who you are off stage. And on the stage, I tend to let out all my anger and aggression, and so that when I leave the stage, I can be a more calm and centered person, because I don't want to walk through life, you know, holding on to all this, you know, like craziness and aggression and whatever. So the music for me is a vehicle to let that all go, you know. It's healthy. It's like therapy.
Is it like?
Music is therapy. You know, instead of paying for a therapist, I formed a band, you know?
Well, music is therapy, not only for the people who write it and perform it, but for the punter as well, for us. It's great therapy.
I hope so. I guess that it's kind of like a collective act of kind of catharsis when we play, because the audience get to go crazy. I get to go crazy. We get it, you know,
get it out of your system.
We get it all out. And then we can all have a nice chat and drink and a cup of tea or whatever floats your boat after the show, you know.
So you've likened it like, because Aussies, you know, we do hold sport quite high. Sometimes some people even above art, but being a band is your team sport.
Yeah, so that's what, look, I'm not, the only sport I like is tennis, right? And table tennis, probably, you know. And I've always thought that, you know, being in a band is like my version of a team sport. Yeah. And for a lot of us musicians, that's, instead of going to netball or cricket, we go to practice. Yeah, or footy practice, exactly. Who could forget AFL? Come on, my God, come on, Carla. It's like, it's like us going to practice, you know.
You go to band practice.
You go to band practice, you know?
Yeah.
Except we probably drink beer and eat crisps while we rehearse rather than actually get exercise and do something good for ourselves, you know. But it's, that's our version of team sport, which is, you know, I know sport is like so highly regarded. I mean, all around the world it is. Every country loves their sport, but in particular in Australia, we love our sport.
Yeah.
And I guess not being a very sporty person myself, that was the only way I could relate back. It's like, you know, going to band practice is just like everything to us, you know.
Yeah.
It's transcendent going to band practice. It lifts your spirits like you can't believe, you know. And I wish we held culture and arts in as high esteem as we did sport.
We'll keep working on it.
We need to bring back some more rock. I mean, look, rock and roll has never died. It never will die.
No.
But I think we need to start going to gigs like the way we go to the footy.
Yeah.
Get excited, get our mates together, you know, have a beer, have a, you know, whatever, and go and see like more live music. Yes, like because you don't realise what it will do for you until you go. And when you leave, and, you know, I guess that's, you know, you take a, you know, that's where that word punter comes from. It's like you take a punt on a band, and that's what we used to do. And I feel like we need to get back there. And I guess, you know, through COVID, we got used to just being indoors and staying at home, but we need to kind of remember how good it feels. And, you know, being up the front row of 27 Club and enjoying yourself, like we need to remember how enriching it is and how exciting it is to go and see a live band again. You
preaching
know?
to the converted, Carla. Get out when you can, support live music, and I'll see you down the front. That's my motto. We're back with Cheryl, that radio chick, and the amazing Carla Lippis, fabulous South Australian talent. Do get onto the Googleometer, track down her music, track down her videos on YouTube. You'll be as blown away as I have been. And watch this space because, you know, she calls herself middle-aged. She's only a baby, but there's plenty of growth to come and a lot to see from Carla. One more question for you. Do you have, what's your non-negotiable on your rider?
Oh.
Something you've gotta have. No excuses.
Oh, that's a really good question. You see, because hospitality can really differ from place to place. You know, it's like when I lived in Italy, you would get the works, you know, the works. It was
just, of course, dinner.
You know, it was just, you'd have like, you know, truffle cheese and, you know, like, and plates of prosciutto and you'd just be like, oh my gosh, I shouldn't eat this much before I sing. But you just couldn't help yourself, you know, and all the red wine would be flowing and you're like, okay, please don't drink too much before you go on stage. Just one glass, just one, you know. And I think Australia has a little bit of a different approach, you know.
Bourbon with your bourbon?
Oh, I love a bourbon and Coke. I'm a sucker for
a bourbon girl.
Oh my God, brown spirits. I love them. If I can get away with it, I really love a bottle of champagne and a bottle of vodka after the show, so we can all have a glass of bubbles, darling. You know, and then we'll have
Some shots.
Well, I don't tend to shoot the vodka. If it's Fireball, I'll shoot it. How rock and roll's that? I'm on the Fireball. Love a bit of Fireball. And then, I like a couple of vodkas after a show too. Depends. It just really depends. You know, the boys love their beer.
So the non-negotiable would be some alcohol of some sort to calm down.
Generally, and I love a cheese plate. Yeah. I love a cheese plate.
You can't go past a cheese platter.
I know, cheese platter and a bottle of bubbles and, love it.
Awesome. Oh, Carla, thank you so much for coming in and chatting with us today. We appreciate you spending the time. It's been fabulous.
Thanks for having me. Thank you. Hey. Just so you know, we're filming tonight. So if you could scream your tits off, that would be great. It's Thursday night. You don't have to go to work tomorrow if you don't want
So wherever you are in Australia, make sure you check out Carla Lippis and the 27 Club when they're in your neighbourhood. Cheryl, that's it for us.
We'll be back next week. Same bat time, same bat channel.
Can't wait.